Hi, everyone. Tricia Sloma here, along with, looky there, we've got Amanda Verkowski and Matt Engelbrecht. Good morning, guys.
The morning musicians.
Is that what it is?
Oh, absolutely. We got our singing in before the podcast today.
I heard rhythm. A lot of that.
Yes, I do. I have rhythm.
It is yet another First Alert Weather Day. Can we just call them First Alert Weather Weeks now? Is that fair?
Yeah. Yeah, and it'll verify. It's not hype or anything. It has been, let's see, 5 straight days and we have First Alert Weather Days.
Intense. Why is it today?
Well, it's
Matt
not intense.
Engelbrecht?
It's outside.
It's
way too early for that.
Need a pun to start your morning. He's got you.
So changing variables. So we had cold, extreme cold on Friday. We had the winter storm this past weekend. Yesterday, we had lake effect snow. Today, it's drifting snow that's creating a lot of problems in and across the area. And that's one of the reasons why we first alert you to the latest, because what you see on your screen there, it doesn't look like much, but it gets a lot worse with that snow drifting back over the roadways. Right there, you have 2 clean roads.
Yeah.
Those snow drifts are wild, though. And this morning, we could just see that blowing snow. And when you look at this, it just doesn't look like it's plowed. But that's not the case. Plow crews were out this morning as early as 2 a.m., but then those drifts just made it right back on the road, so you've got 1 lane there.
Yeah, look at that one.
Our chief photographer, Don Schoenfeld, really sharing some really incredible images, telling the story this morning, cutting through those drifts. But I got to tell you, if you're going any faster, it just might pull you into the ditch, and then you're stuck. You really are.
And this is something with winter driving we don't deal with a lot. I know we got the ice, we got the snow, driving in low visibility, but snow drift driving is different. You need momentum, but you can't always just plow right through it. There is a situation where you have to stop and go around rather than put yourself in a more troubling situation.
Wow. And we want to point out, he's doing this safely, both hands on the wheel. He's using technology that allows him to use his phone to send this back real time to us back here at WNDU. So we're using top of the line technology to bring you these stories, these images right there, blowing snow, causing visibility issues too, Matt.
That's right. Yeah, we're down below 2 miles in some places. And today, later on, getting the forecast a little bit, we're looking at some lake effect snow, light lake effect snow coming through. And the other point about this, when you talk about just the science of it, I mean, we're doing a podcast, might as well get into it a little bit.
Yeah.
The wind actually causes increase in evaporation. So if you have standing water and you have a strong wind, that water is going to evaporate faster than in a calm wind situation. What it's doing here is it's sucking out all the moisture from the snow. So rather than have this heavy, staying still snow with that wind coming through as strong as it is, it's drying it out and causing it to drift and more like powdered sugar rather than a block of snow.
That's fascinating. I know I've seen a lot of videos online of people bringing the spaghetti outside and then just letting it freeze, or the pair of jeans, of course, a classic on social media just right now with these freezing temperatures. But Matt, tomorrow is also going to be a First Alert Weather morning.
Yeah, we're going for the first half of the day. Now, today was supposed to be for the first half of the day, and then Andrew and I were talking about in the First Alert Weather Center, we were expected the winds to stay strong. So the wind chill that we have right now at this moment as you join our live stream, 8 below in Michigan City, 6 below in South Bend, and then 5 in LaPorte. That is going to be the case all day today. Strong winds and cold temperatures.
And we had a live look of Elkhart this morning. You could see the wind from the flags just blowing around. And in those live shots Dawn was sending to us, you could just hear that wind howling. And it looks like it just continues for the day.
That's right. And schools are reacting.
Yeah, in fact, we want to show you. This is what, if you go to our website, WNDU.com, many of you watching it right now, and you can see we're on the air. Well, what is really cool is this orange banner. If you see the little tally right there, if you click on that, you should be able to get right to the school closings and delays list, and I'm trying to do that. But here's the cool thing is that list has been changing from delays to closings in some cases. And schools are just in a world of hurt right now trying to get through a school day. They're just trying to get get going because they don't want to go into June with their calendar, you know?
Right, and that's why a lot of schools pivoted to e-learning days today. I know PHM and South Bend schools had e-learning days today. That is the future of winter storm school.
But they only get so many.
Right.
And that's the other thing is just like snow days, e-learning days, each district, the state only allows, I think Josh was talking about it yesterday. It was synchronous or asynchronous days,
right.
something like that. And e-learning days falls under one of those umbrellas. Either way, Tricia, you're talking about it, that a lot of districts are kind of looking at how they can adjust their schedules going forward.
Yeah, I saw a letter sent home to parents from Argus Community Schools, and that letter said, you know, here's how it's going to go down for the next several weeks. They had President's Day off, now they're going. They had a day planned for April that they had just planned to take off. It's now a day that they're going to be in session. So they're already letting parents know, look ahead to your calendar because those safety nets that we put in place, guess what? We need to use them, and we're using them now.
Right.
Wow.
And things are changing. I mean, from your one school story that you aired this morning, we can see the benefit of being in school. You showed the ways that actually like moving lips helps with reading. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Oh, yeah. In fact, if you tune in fact, this story is going to be published at WNDU.com, our One School at a Time story. The school Holy Family getting money for, actually getting money for a reading literacy program that is so helpful for kids. What is really neat is these kids are getting money for tools that are like little mirrors that they can look at their faces when the teacher is saying M, and they can look at the compact mirror and actually see their own faces make that form. Okay, to the average person, they're like, well, that sounds kind of silly. That sounds kind of dumb. But it is a direct correlation to how language is formed with what we hear and how we form our mouths and how we speak the word, say the letter, and make the sound. So it is incredible learning. And again, our story is going to be published online at WNDU.com. You'll also see it later tonight on 16 News Now.
That's exciting. Yeah, we don't often think about those skills that we take for granted, such as speech, but my sister actually doesn't talk, verbalize, and going through those specific sounds and the movements, looking at how the lip is supposed to move. That is big in speech therapy. So, but that's something that's really hard to do over online, over the phone. It's something done a lot better in the classroom.
Yeah, in the classroom. We know schools are struggling. And again, that iRead test, these assessment tests are coming up in March. And these teachers are losing valuable face-to-face time with these students. So we're thinking of you, teachers. We're thinking of you, parents. If you can, get a book in their hands of your kids today, if it's a stay-home day for you. But yeah, it's kind of a rough go. Hey, tell you what, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, more about the weather and how this is impacting travel around here in Michiana, but also around the country. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back, everyone. You're watching The Morning Stretch. Tricia Slomo along with Matt Engelbrecht. We've got Amanda Perkowski. Amanda, you are a well-traveled young lady because you've been around the world, literally, fencing over the weekend. But boy, you had some travel issues when you came back.
Right. No, it was amazing being in Doha, Qatar this weekend.
Wait. Where were you?
I was across the world. I was in the Middle East once again at a tournament there with Team USA. The event was close to going really well. The initial round went well, got through that, had 2 direct elimination bouts. Won my first one against a Swiss fencer. The last one was against this Italian to make day 2. Unfortunately, lost that one 15-12. It was a close bout.
3 points.
3 points. You know, just like the Bears, I'll say. 3 points for making the next round. That made me feel better. But anyway, I still learned a lot from that bout, and we have a new coach, so just working with him has been great for Team USA. Next one is actually in China in 2 weeks, so that is exciting. But the big part of the story was the travel. Oh my goodness, on the way back. So I had a connection through DFW. My initial flight, Doha to DFW, was 17 hours. Then we sat on the plane
and DFW, for people who don't know, DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth.
Yes. And when we got there, after the 17-hour flight, we sat on the tarmac for 2 hours. And then my flight got delayed all the way to 10 p.m., but I was lucky. I got in at 3 a.m. yesterday morning, was still able to be here for work at 5.
Can you believe that, folks? She made it in that lake effect snow. What was it like landing in lake effect snow?
It was a little frightening, not going to lie, but the pilot did an amazing job. It felt like a smooth landing, but that lake effect was already piling in at 3, so it was snowing as we were landing, but safe landing, smooth, that went well. But the interesting story was my dad. So he also went to this tournament, but sadly he has not actually made it home yet. He has now slept in the airport 2 nights at DFW. He's still there now. And as you can see it right there, we have Dallas labeled on the misery map there. And it has been one of the worst affected places because Dallas, 1, is just not used to snow. So even though they've only had 2 inches of snow, they can't clear it. It's causing things to be slower in terms of getting out. These pull-out crews aren't used to dealing with the snow. They're not used to de-icing the planes. So that's creating some backup. But as well as across the nation with all these cold fronts, you also have a bunch of flights being delayed. And that's just messing up connections and pilots and flight attendants. So people are timing out, and he just hasn't been able to be on a flight where the pilot hasn't timed out, the pull-out crew hasn't timed out. So he is still there in DFW. Now it's been over 72 hours now. So I am praying he gets out on the flight that he's scheduled to at 9 a.m. today. So
oh wow, how scary!
It's been crazy.
And how's he holding up? I mean, is he he's eating a lot of airport food, obviously?
Lots of airport food, but actually a lot of the restaurants in DFW are closed because workers aren't able to come in because they're not used to driving in 2 inches of snow, which we are here.
Of course,
in Dallas,
that would not slow us down.
Right, in Dallas, it's like, what? There's snow on the ground? How do we navigate this? So for us, maybe that's how we feel about drifts. Like, a little uneasy about this, but just snow is causing a lot of those food or also clothing shops or apparel to be closed. DFW also doesn't have heat, so it's been a little chilly.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and
what?
I guess that
right, because it's always hot. They have air conditioning, but it's been cold in the terminals, and all the hotels nearby have been booked. So he has been on the floor. He has made friends, but they have been camping out at DFW for the last 2 days.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong. So the problem with, like you think of the solution of, okay, you rent a car, then you drive to a hotel, and then you just come back for your flight. He doesn't really know when the next opportunity comes up for him to fly out, right?
Right. He's been going terminal to terminal. They're like, oh, Orlando's going to go from this gate. And there's like 5 terminals there, like A through E, I think.
Yeah.
So then you train to one terminal, hoping that you'll catch that flight. And they're like, oh, never mind, we're switching terminals. Actually, my gate was changed 4 times for my flight to get here.
Jeez.
So it's just kind of you run, you hope and pray. Nope, next one, run, hope, pray. So he's just been dancing around the airport, definitely getting his steps in for sure.
Oh my goodness. Hey, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about local snow efforts. We're going to pray for your dad, but we're also going to be talking about local snow removal efforts as we continue to deal with winter here in Michiana. Welcome back, everyone. Morning Stretch as we wrap things up. We just want to say shout out to everybody who's working so hard to keep these roads clear. It has got to be, I mean, it must feel like Groundhog Day for these workers who are constantly removing snow every day. And these are the city plow, county plows, but also independent plow operators, because they're working hard. You actually did a story yesterday about some of these plow operators, independent plow operators, Amanda?
That's right, and not all of them even specialize in plowing. We even spoke to concrete workers who aren't working right now, obviously, on concrete. So they've pivoted to snow plowing privately.
Oh, sure.
And they say it's been going well financially for them. Obviously, they haven't been sleeping much, they said, getting about 6 hours or less every night because they've been getting out on those roads at 2 a.m. in the morning to start plowing. But as we saw this morning, they were putting in that hard work, and then the drifts were just moving it to cover up their work right back on the road.
Well, you see a front-end loader here on your screen right now, and that's what I saw this morning at the Century Center. Century Center is one of those staging areas, I believe, where they put a lot of snow in the parking lot because they can just keep piling it up and trying to get it off of some of these side streets so that your car isn't blocked in or the end of the roads are not blocked in. I mean, that becomes a visual hazard as well.
Oh, one of the advantages we typically have here in Michigan is when we get a lot of snow, you get temperatures back up in the 20s and the 30s to help melt that snow. But now this snow is an object. Like you need to put it someplace and then you just keep piling it. It's not going anywhere this entire week with these cold temperatures. So even a staging area, it's going to fill up and eventually get to the point where there's no more places to put that much snow.
Right. I mean, it's just going to be stacked up high. I mean, when we were driving in this morning, we already just saw it piled on both sides of the road, and then drifts bringing it back, and now it's being pushed again. We're going to be handling it all week.
We have Mayor Mueller coming on our morning show tomorrow morning, and I do plan to ask him about snow removal efforts and also the budget for snow removal in the city of South Bend. So we'll find out about how we're doing and exactly where they put things, because I think people are curious, because there's so much snow out there. As far as county goes, we talked to the county engineer. We had that story this morning where he said, please be patient. Some of our big plows are breaking down, so we're trying to get to all these roads as best we can. It's not easy.
Also, Elkhart issued that emergency warning because they're having to pay these workers overtime right now because of all the hard work they're putting in.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah. Well, hopefully everybody is being safe. And if you see a plow, give them extra room. Don't try to pass them. I mean, follow them because they're making it better for you.
Give them space.
Yeah, give them space. Hey, thanks for joining us today on the Morning Stretch. Stay safe out there and be warm. And of course, stay tuned for updates because we're going to give them to you. These streams are incredibly valuable for you, both on the line or online at WNDU.com or wherever you stream our newscasts. So check it out because we're having a lot of fun with it and we're here to help keep you safe.
And we have 24/7 updates too on that First Alert weather app.
All right. Thanks for joining us today.
We do?
On the Morning Stretch.